What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Finn. This is Everly. And if you're new here, we cover wrestling content from AEW to Ring of Honor, potentially, to TNA to WWE. My brain said you're going to do this in alphabetical order this time.
Nice.
So, yeah. Still trying to figure out with that whole Ring of Honor thing. The next Ring of Honor will be
Thursday night.
So we're gonna give it another shot. See if maybe last week's was just kind of a slow episode for them. But we will let you guys know definitively whether we decide to cover Ring of Honor or not. If we don't, maybe cover New Japan. Again, that'd be something that we'd have to get ourselves into.
Yep.
Because it's not a promotion that we covered.
And see where to find it.
Yes. We'd update you on where to find that if we decide to go that route instead. But this episode, we are covering AEW Dynamite and Collision. So we'll cover March 12th episode of AEW Dynamite right now, and then after we conclude our coverage of Dynamite, then we will head over to March 15th coverage of Collision. So Dynamite opened up with the new international champion Kenny Omega, who beat
Takeshita.
Take shit A. Just this past weekend. Yeah, no, I can't. Thanks for that. Kenny Omega beat Takeshita this past weekend at Revolution to win the international championship. So he opened the show, did a little promo about how he wasn't sure that he was even going to be able to come back after his last surgery. And with the help of the doctors, everybody's support, this, that, the third, he was able to come back, and not just come back, but come back and actually be able to win gold again, which is something else he wasn't sure he was going to be able to do.
Let alone singles.
Exactly. Not just a tag team title. So, good, heartfelt promo to open up the show, which again, congratulations Kenny Omega for winning that, and also becoming, I think, the first AEW Grand Slam champion.
Yep.
So, congrats to you. Good job on that. After his promo, the Ops versus Vinny Pacifico, Eli Thesis, and Gabriel Arios trios match. Not for the trio title, but 6-man tag match.
It wasn't a very long match.
The Ops whooped the fuck out of those other 3 guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, with that match, it was obvious the Ops were going to win that because it was 3 guys we had never seen.
That part.
So we had no idea who they were.
Which is why I literally just struggled reading their fucking names.
Yeah, because as a team, you'd think they have a team name. No. They just put 3 dudes together.
That's exactly what it looked and felt like.
But after that, we had a backstage promo from Ricochet. We had a backstage promo from Swerve following victory from last Sunday.
Yes. Pretty much the way that they had that promo go, it was like right after Revolution ended. So it was a promo clip from Saturday that they were just showing technically last night.
Apparently that Revolution was Sunday.
Yeah.
Because it was a pay-per-view.
Revolution was Sunday, not Saturday.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm used to WWE because they've moved their PLEs from Sundays to Saturdays.
Except for WrestleMania, that's a 2-night event now.
Granted, because of some of the like with them having that whole contract with Fox Sports,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, you've got baseball season, you've got football season, basketball, like all of that, the games are normally broadcasted on Sundays.
Yep.
So instead of trying to fight for that time slot, they just move their PLEs to Saturday. So it makes sense why their shit's on Saturdays now.
And we also had a promo from Jon Moxley ahead of his rematch with Adam Cole in a street fight next week.
Yes. But going back to the Swerve Strickland promo, it was basically him saying, hey, this is when I'm going to cash in when I'm going to call my spot. So he's going to fight or have his match for the championship at AEW Dynasty. And then Adam Copeland, formerly known as the Rated R Superstar Edge, he come out in the middle of that promo just addressing Swerve, saying, hey, I got it cleared. I've got a rematch with Jon Moxley since at Revolution, Christian Cage essentially screwed Cope out of a fair victory.
Yep.
Because Christian cashed in his little contract. It ended up becoming a 3-way, and then Moxley put Christian into a kind of like a crossface and made Christian tap out.
No, he fell asleep.
Fell
He
asleep,
passed out.
that's what I meant to say. Not tap out, but pass out. Tap out, pass out.
Which we'll get more into
Crash out,
Christian
whatever.
Cage later because he also has
Yeah, he had a promo later in the
evening,
evening.
putting a whole bunch of blame on the ref, yada yada yada.
Yeah. But we'll get to that
Later.
in a minute. So next week on Collision, it will be Jon Moxley versus Cope in a street fight for the AEW World Championship. Whoever wins that will face Swerve Strickland at AEW Dynasty. So there's that. The next match was Hologram and Powerhouse Hobbs with Harley Graham versus Brian Cage and Dralistica with the Beast Mortors. God damn it.
Morto.
Mortor. Mito, Noto,
It's Mortos.
whatever. Yeah, see, Mortos. That guy. Anyways. I'm going to shut up and let her talk for a minute, because apparently I need to find my words.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit, but then again, it's 4 o'clock in the morning while we're recording this, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Excuse us while we fuck up a little bit.
Gang.
Hobbs and Hologram won that match. Decent match. A lot of back and forth, but it was decent. Then we cut to a backstage promo from the Hurt Syndicate following their victory last Sunday. I hate their in-ring entrance.
Oh my god. We hurt people. We hurt people. We hurt people. Literally, that is all I hear in their intro.
Yep.
I know that there's a little extra words in there somewhere, but literally 99% of their intro is, we hurt people. We hurt people. Bro, shut the fuck up. We get it. You hurt people.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
So, Shelton Benjamin and...
Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
See? It's not just me struggling here.
Bobby Lashley are taking a break,
That's sabbatical.
and they'll be back at some point. They're kind of like going on vacation or whatnot, and BP told them to take like the day or so off or whatnot. Then we cut to Timeless Tony Storm promo.
I kind of missed that during their
Yeah.
promo. That explains...
Well, I was just MVP earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
that explains that whole spot.
But Tony Storm had her promo. She's looking for any and all competitors to step up to the plate now that she's done with Mariah May. Megan Bain took that
opportunity
and made it a point to say, I want next, and attack Tony Storm.
Yep.
Then we had the Beast Mortos versus Mike Bailey, who just signed with AEW. Don't know much about him yet.
He looks like he's trying to be a redneck karate kid. Like, I don't know how I feel about him yet. I'm gonna give him a chance, but off of judging a book by its cover, he doesn't seem like he's gonna be a big star.
He won his match, so he will go on to the Fatal 4-Way for the International Championship against Kenny Omega.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It's a qualifying match for the...
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Kenny Omega is going to be part of the Fatal 4-Way. No. I was like, wait,
what? He's probably going to be watching the Fatal 4-Way
absolutely.
to see who he will be facing.
Because it's a international championship tournament that they're putting on to figure out Kenny Omega's next opponent. So you've got the brackets, the Beast versus
Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey was one of the matches. Mike Bailey won, so he's on to the Fatal 4-Way match to determine the number one contender for the International Championship.
Yeah.
That was a mouthful.
Then we had Renee trying to interview Christian Cage, but he refused the interview because she's related to John
You're
Moxley.
related to John Moxley. I refuse to talk to you.
And told her to basically get the fuck out of his face.
Get the fuck off.
So he did his little backstage promo, and one of his little followers or team members calls him out because he's over here lying, saying, "Oh, I told the ref I wanted a one-on-one, not a triple threat match. I didn't tap out. I didn't pass out. I want my
contract back." Blah 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 blah. Nick Wayne just calls him out, bro. You're fucking making excuses. You're lying to us. You're lying to everybody else.
You didn't follow the plan.
Yeah, stop making excuses. In fact, I feel like you owe all of us, Nick Wayne's mother, and the other guy who I don't quite know who he is or when the fuck he joined Christian's entourage. Anyways, that he owed all three of them not just the respect of not lying to them, but also an apology. And Christian got in his face, was like, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" type shit. And he shoves Nick Wayne at one point, and Nick Wayne's mother gets in between and is like, "Hey, like, back the fuck off," because that's her son right there. And Cage basically rips her a new one, talking about, if it weren't for me, you'd still be waiting tables at fucking Waffle House. So, know your fucking place, back the fuck off type shit. And
he gets back in Nick's face after she takes a step back and goes off about his deceased father and a whole bunch of other
just
stuff.
Talking mad shit, talk about if you don't fall in line, you're gonna be nothing, or you're gonna be just like your good for nothing father, blah 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 blah. So I'm seeing Nick Wayne and his mom
leaving,
departing the Christian Cage factions real soon, which is good because honestly, Nick Wayne was doing a lot better when he was under Darby Allin's wing.
We haven't seen him in a while.
No, I think he got injured.
Again.
Granted, this is a dude who literally jumped off of a 20-foot ladder from the that was set up in the ring to the outside of the ring and ended up going through fucking glass that was set up on chairs. Okay. He's got that Mick Foley mentality of, I don't care what it does to my body, I'm gonna make these fans go, holy shit. So I'm not surprised that this motherfucker gets hurt all the time.
Right.
Because dude's
Daredevil.
I'd say he's maybe 5'9", 5'10" at the most. And 160 pounds. Like, dude's not a big guy by any means. So to put his body on the line like Mick Foley would do, I can understand why he might be out of action every now and then because of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the point, I can see Nick Wayne saying "fuck you," not Jericho, even though fuck him too. Fuck you, Christian, and end up being a rivalry there at some point.
Yep.
Next was MJF video recap from interview of last Sunday after the loss.
Yeah, they did.
Brain fried.
Yeah, they did a video recap of one of the girls trying to get an interview with MJF as he's going off in the back locker room.
That's right.
And she didn't get that chance to have any words with them.
Yeah, because pretty much they essentially snuck into his locker room, and he's over here kind of talking to himself in a mirror, gets more pissed off, shatters the mirror, turns around, sees them sitting there. She goes to try and get a word with them, and she's like, he said, he pretty much, get the fuck out. So yeah, that was that little video package.
Yeah.
My brain was reading the note and just like, wait, huh?
Yeah. After that, cut to MJF coming to the ring for an in-ring promo. During that, MVP comes out. Now, mind you, I didn't know him and MVP had any type of history.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes out, they get face-to-face. MJF's like, MVP. MVP says MJF. And they
like
hug
they're
it
all
out.
they look like they were mad at each other or some shit, and then they hug it out, and MJF's like, what are you doing out here, buddy? Which is weird because it's MJF.
He doesn't have any friends.
Exactly. He don't have friends. He works by himself. Like, we saw what the fuck happened the last time he had a friend. Hit the whole him and Adam Cole thing. Yeah. Granted, Adam Cole was the asshole in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
So MVP's out there. He starts talking. He's like, "What are you doing, man? It sounds like you're just out here bitching and whining and making excuses."
Yeah.
They've known each other for 8 years. So he's basically, you need to hurt people instead of, you need to make your mark, make your point.
Yeah. Pretty much, MVP was just calling MJF out like, bro, this is not who the fuck you are. Remember who the fuck you are. Like, be the devil again, you know. You need to come out here, call whoever the fuck it is out, beat their ass, you know. Instead of just bitching and moaning about why you lost.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the Drew McIntyre approach and just bitch and complain all the time.
MVP goes to hand him a business card. He's like, with all due respect, MVP, I don't need or want your help.
Yeah.
But MVP gives him his business card anyway. MJF puts it in his jacket pocket.
That's because MJF was like, need I remind you, I was the AEW champion for 400 and something odd days. Yeah, 406 days consecutively. Mm-hmm. And MVP's like, key word, was. And then holds the card back up. MJF takes it and, like she said, put it in his jacket. That was kind of the end of that
then
promo segment thing.
Had the stupid open challenge from Max Caster, which that's fucking retarded. He is not the best wrestler at all whatsoever. That shit is gotten old. But Konosuke Takeshita came out to accept the open challenge. Yes, I know. You're thinking, take shit, eh?
Take shit, eh?
And Max Caster is just running his mouth while after the ref has already rung the bell. Takeshita didn't take too kind to it. Mind you, he lost Sunday. So he's still reeling from that. And he is pissed. Max Caster just adds fuel to that fire.
Just
Takeshita
talking
hits him
bullshit.
with a fucking elbow, and
He went to get the pin, got to 2, and Takeshita literally holds his head up
he's
to
like,
break
nope,
the pin.
I'm not done with you yet, and then does his finisher.
Mhm.
So literally beat Max Caster with 2 fucking moves.
Granted, I mean, if it weren't for Takeshita breaking the pin himself, it would have just been a one and done hit. Like,
Yep.
because, dude, Caster was already out.
Yeah.
Because, you know. But I do have to say this, though. He's the best wrestler in the world. He definitely put Takeshita through his paces. Like, you know, it was such a back and forth match. You know, the one hit, the kick out, and then, oh yeah, such a good match. Anybody else, Takeshita would have beat him like that. But because it's the best wrestler ever.
Yeah. Anywho, we had a backstage promo from Chris Jericho after he removed the mask off of Gravity Sunday. He was going on and on talking about his brother. So
Yeah.
we did not realize
Yeah, when
that
we
Gravity and
Bandito
were brothers. Bandino were brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, so when we were covering that, like, I was a little confused because I did not realize that they were brothers. I'm like, okay, I guess luchador to luchador, but
Yeah.
not just luchador to luchador trying to save his honor, but family to family. I'm trying to protect you and save your honor, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes it on a higher level of how personal
That
this rivalry
became.
between Jericho and Bandino are.
Yep.
Or is.
Yep. Then we had the women's match, Willow versus Penelope Ford. Willow won. Ford didn't take too kindly to it after the match. She grabbed a steel chair and attacked Willow with it.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander came out to try and make the save, but then Megan Bain comes out and clotheslines both of them.
So Willow is a little bit pissed off at Statlander, Highlander, fucking whatever. So yeah, Willow's a little bit pissed off at her because she costed her a match a few weeks ago. So wow. Chris picked Willow up, you know, helping her up, and Willow kind of turned around and almost clocked her in the face. And they kind of just stare off for a minute.
Chris is just like, I'm out here helping.
Hey, I'm helping you. I've got your back. Like.
And because of that, Megan Bain took advantage and clotheslined them both, and then did her finisher to Statlander.
Yeah.
To end out that match.
Renee's backstage interviewing Mercedes Moné, who her voice is hoarse because she got chopped in the throat.
She got kicked in the throat by Momo.
Chopped, whatever. She took a move to the throat when this past weekend with her match against Momo. So, you know, had Renee do her whole, like, or Monet had Renee do
Monet had Renee do her little thing for her.
Oh, I'm struggling here.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little beat.
Don't get me started.
Congratulations. Welcome to what the fuck is our brains with no sleep.
Yeah, and during that interview, Billy from Ring of Honor, who's had a few run-ins with Monet backstage the last few weeks, says, I want a match with you next week for that TBS championship.
Which I think could be a good match, but we'll see.
We'll see. Because watching Ring of Honor with Billy, yes, she's got in-ring capability, but that show is so slow. It doesn't have the momentum and the power and the speed that other shows have had, so it's been a little difficult to keep our interest in it.
Which is why we keep saying we might continue on with Ring of Honor.
We're going to give it another try to see if we can get into it, but the last show that we tried to watch, we could not focus whatsoever.
I know Ring of Honor is supposed to be more
Traditional?
Traditional style professional wrestling, not the storyline and the big wow moments. So when every other promotion that we're watching is like that, and then you hit the one promotion that is slow paced, it kind of just dulls the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
Next was Will Ospreay in-ring interview with what's his name?
Tony something.
Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You guys know.
Your boy won Sunday. He was still showing the pain.
Yes,
and
that, but
he was hobbling still. But the fact that he's still moving around.
At this point, y'all should know I am a huge Ospreay fan. So, my ass, I'm over here like,
He has entered the Owen Hart tournament. So he can be number one contender for whoever wins. And
at Dynasty.
to take on July 12th?
Yeah, 12th of July.
At All In Texas.
So, pretty much for the AEW World Championship, you've got next week between Cope and Moxley. Whoever wins that is going to face Swerve at Dynasty. Whoever wins that will face whoever wins the Owen Hart tournament at All In.
Yep.
So we pretty much have the next 3 title defenses already mapped out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be Ospreay, just because, well, that's my boy.
Yeah.
Like, I will pull for his ass no matter what. But he started the whole in-ring interview talking about the missus was pissed off at him because he kind of lied to her. So the night before, so Friday before Revolution, she's like, "Hey, be safe. Don't do anything stupid." And he's like, "Babe, my back. It's not the way it used to be. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm not going to go jumping off the top of the ring." What the fuck did he do?
While everybody is recording and she's watching the pay-per-view at home, he does something stupid.
Does that almost like the Spanish Fly. That's what the move is called. He did the Spanish Fly to Kyle Fletcher off of the
steel cage.
The steel cage. So, he gets back there and he's got 15 missed calls. And so, all my guys out there who have a missus, y'all know how fucked you are. So, he's like, oh, shit.
She's like, "Congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
I'm glad that you're okay.
But
What the fuck?"
He's like, what did I do? You jumped off the fucking steel cage.
Oh.
He had to sweet talk his way out of it.
As funny as it might be with us retelling it, you need to watch that interview because the way he was doing it, was great. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny man.
Yeah.
But that's when he started talking about what's next for him. He wants to be the guy in AEW, which in order to be the guy, he needs to have that title.
Yep.
So, putting himself in that tournament, yada, 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 as everything unfolds. So, the fact that, honestly, he is the first person to announce his entrance in that tournament, I'm kind of feeling like they might go ahead and write it where he wins that, and then it'll be either Cope if he wins next week, Moxley if he retains and beats Strickland at Dynasty, or Swerve if he wins at Dynasty against either Cope or Moxley. Which Ospreay even said, he's like, "Cope, if it's you that I see at All In, if I win this tournament, if it's you who's got the title at the time, I'm so down to have our first match with each other. That's going to be a great match. If it's Swerve, I am so glad I'm
Get
more
that
than
rematch.
willing to have this rematch, for this title, blah 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 blah. But if it's Moxley, and then that's when his face got stupid serious. He's like, "You call yourself the king of AEW. Well, if you make it to All In with that title, there's an assassin coming for the throne." It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So he's calling a shot. He's trying to win that tournament, get to All In, and get that title.
Yeah.
The man is perfection in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Top notch fucking skills in the ring. Top notch promo work. Like, the man cannot fail. I'll let you take the next bit.
So after we leave that one, we cut to another backstage promo or interview with Renee with Jay White. He realizes he kind of messed up Sunday with hitting Cope
With the briefcase.
with the briefcase inadvertently.
Which, bro, you kind of did.
But he is now stating that he has proven that he should be number one contender. So I have a feeling he's going to insert himself into the Owen thing too.
The tournament.
Yeah.
Which, low-key, let's just say, brackets get filled. I wouldn't mind seeing, it come down to Ospreay and Jay White.
Yep.
That, I feel, is a great match.
They're both phenomenal in the ring.
Exactly. Obviously, I'm still going to be pulling for Ospreay.
Ospreay
But
is on another level.
Another level. Excuse me.
And then after that, we have, before our main event, Renee backstage trying to interview Hangman Adam Page, but MJF interrupts, and they
kind of go back and forth type shit. So I know that feud ain't done. Nope. I already knew it wasn't going to be done even after the match this Saturday or this past Sunday.
Yep.
Like, I knew it wasn't done yet. But personally, because they referenced the fact that MJF tried to light Hangman on fire.
I think it's gonna have
Like
a street fight or something.
No, fuck that. Inferno match.
I mean, yeah, Inferno.
Fucking Hangman has the past where he burnt Swerve Strickland's house down. Which is what MJF was referencing when it was like, oh, he can burn shit down.
Okay.
Everybody's, oh, okay, cool, yeah. But the minute he wants to light somebody on fire, then it's a goddamn problem. That's what MJF was referencing.
But there was a difference. Hangman lit a house on fire, not a person.
Hangman was also the babyface at the time. And Swerve was the heel. So, But, I digress. Just because there was that level of hostility, I would love to see them do whatever the hell AEW calls their version of an Inferno match.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Let's see
happen.
somebody get burnt. The main event, though, was Orange Cassidy versus... I don't even remember how the hell they said his name. It's...
Herchirio? I don't know. Sorry if we butchered your name.
Herchirio.
Have no idea how to pronounce it.
It was an okay match.
Cassidy won with, what would you call that pin?
I don't even remember the pin. That's why I said it was a okay match.
His arms were kind of hooked through it, and...
Oh. It's kind of like a roll-up.
Or a backslide, because Orange Cassidy was on
Okay.
his stomach, whereas, what's his name, was being pinned.
The underhook slide pin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Cassidy won. Again, it was a decent, it was an okay match, but it was also one of those, my brain was not fully focused on it. So...
There wasn't any highlights of that match. But Orange Cassidy did win to advance, and then we see
Mike
Mike Bailey come out.
That match was for the international, or one of the qualifying matches for the international championship tournament. So far we have Mike Bailey and Orange Cassidy who have qualified for the Fatal 4-Way to become the number 1 contender for the international championship.
We have 2 more matches Saturday.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the other 2 are on Collision.
Yep. The other 2 will be on Collision. Ricochet is in one of them. And then I can't remember
I don't remember the other 3
competitors.
Combatants. I was about to say combatants. I think she's actually about to try and pull that up real quick. Okay, so.
Oh, Mark Davis versus Mark Briscoe. And
That's right.
Katsuyori
Shibata
versus Ricochet.
Which Shibata is the third guy in the Ops.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be Shibata versus Ricochet, and then Mark Briscoe versus Mark Davis, or, Mark versus Mark, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Personally, I think that'll go Ricochet qualifies for the Fatal 4-Way, and then between Briscoe and Davis, I'm calling Briscoe.
He may be nuts, but Davis is one of Don Callis' dudes, so he might play some dirty antics.
I mean, that is fair. But the way I'm looking at it, it would end up being Orange Cassidy, Mike Bailey, Ricochet, and then Mark Briscoe, which would put a little bit of a crazy spin in it, considering Briscoe and Cassidy are friends.
Yeah.
They've teamed up numerous times.
Even as friends, they are competitors. They're going to want that top spot.
Yeah, but storytelling-wise, I feel if you put those 2 in that Fatal 4-Way, you're going to have that moment of, okay, say Mike Bailey, he got pushed off to the side for a minute. You've got Ricochet, who gets pushed off to the side for a second. Now you got friend versus friend.
Yeah.
And storyline-wise, that kind of amps up some intensity.
And don't get me wrong, we've seen that before, friend versus friend with
exactly
Cope and Christian and a whole bunch of different people within the wrestling communities that are friends but have gone against each other.
It's something promotions do all the time.
Yep.
Granted, to your point, Mark Davis going on to the Fatal 4-Way, that would put one of Don Callis' guys in there, and Don Callis will do whatever, because eventually it's for the AEW Championship.
Yep.
And because both of Don Callis' guys lost Sunday.
Yeah.
Takeshita
and Kyle Fletcher.
I could see him trying to push somebody else to get a title back within the faction.
So, I mean, to your point, I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I also I hate Don Callis. I hate his whole family. The Don Callis family people. So I really don't want to see Davis move on. Nothing against Davis, because there was a slight bit of respect the other week that he gained when they were all jumping Will Ospreay, and he was hesitant. So they could even push that if he wins his qualifying match for the Fatal 4-Way and they try to do dirty to get him to win the Fatal 4-Way, it could push a little more, what's the word, tension into the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
If Davis is like, no, that's not how I want to win this.
Yeah. I don't want your help. I don't need your help.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me do this on my own and prove myself.
Right.
Type shit.
because just that small glimpse of him being hesitant
And
as
walking
far as
away.
exactly, I think they're building to Mark Davis leaving the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Which would then turn into a whole nother thing, because then Don Callis is going to have the rest of the guys just beat the shit out of Davis.
Like they did with Ospreay.
Over and over and over and over
Omega.
again. Yeah. Because Omega was a Don Callis guy.
Yeah. So
Will
was
Ospreay was a Don Callis guy. They left the family, and now Don Callis has a huge issue with them. So Don Callis is getting his guys out there to try to take out the former Don Callis guys, because, you know, Don Callis doesn't do anything but talk shit and take cheap shots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see your point, but at the same time, either way, they can really push a storyline.
Yeah.
And some good storytelling in that Fatal 4-Way match. I said that was for the AEW World Championship, didn't I? It's not. It's for the International Championship, which every guy in that is that tier, that championship material, you know?
Except for Mike Bailey. We don't know much about him yet.
I mean, fair enough. I don't see him getting past the Fatal 4-Way match.
No.
Obviously, yeah, they were building the hype of him signing, so they were going to give him his first match as a win.
Yeah.
I get that. But do I see them having him...
I don't see they push.
I don't see him even being the person to actually get pinned in that match. Because it's one thing to lose a match where you don't get pinned.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be that fresh with that much hype behind you and get pinned almost immediately after you debuted. You know? Sorry, it's a little cold in here. Just need to bundle up. But who knows? We'll see come this Saturday who the other two qualifiers are for the Fatal 4-Way match is, and then I would assume the finals would probably be at Dynasty. I need to look and see how many weeks away that is.
For the International?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the International, I'm pretty sure it's the Fatal 4-Way, and whoever wins the Fatal 4-Way goes on to face Kenny Omega at Dynasty.
Okay. So, we'll see about that, and obviously by the time that this video goes up, we'll have had Collision. That'll be the next part of this video, and we'll let you guys know who the Fatal 4-Way people are. And yeah, on that note, let's go ahead and just jump on over to Collision. Alright, so just got done watching Collision here on a Sunday, even though it's airs on a Saturday.
Yeah, our week has been a little wonky. Sleep deprivation.
If you saw our video, WWE.
Yeah.
We kind of somewhat explained during our SmackDown recap, which is why that video and this video all went up today. Because, you know, shit, there was a lot of personal shit, and yeah, no, this is really fucking with me. Having the shit broadcasting onto the TV too is really fucking with me. Inception. You know what? Fuck it. We ball. So March 15th, AEW Collision recap. Started out with Ricochet versus Shibata for the a spot in the number one contender Fatal 4-Way match for the International Championship match against Kenny Omega. Fuck. It was a okay match. Actually, no, it was a pretty decent match until Ricochet does what he does and cheats his way to a victory. Yes. Why the fuck was we going for literally the same exact sentence? Excuse me. But they're doing their back and forth thing. Ricochet gets a roll, or not a roll up, goes for a pin on Shibata, puts his feet on the middle rope to get that extra leverage. So Shibata couldn't kick out. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Ref didn't see the feet on the rope, so Ricochet advances to the Fatal 4-Way match. Fucking cheating ass bitch.
Yeah.
At this point, did she really draw on your leg too?
Yeah,
she did. Okay. The ADHD is real right now, so deal with it.
After that match, we cut to a backstage segment with Toni Storm, talking about Megan Bayne attacking her. Yeah, she's gonna deal with Megan Bayne.
Yeah, because
basically
last week. Was it last week or was it on?
It was on Dynamite.
Wednesday. This week's Dynamite. Toni Storm came out after her win over Mariah May, and Bayne came out and just get fucked, bitch.
Attacked her.
Shit.
Basically saying she's coming for her in a sense.
Yeah. So she was basically addressing that in the promo, saying, "All right, this is where you want to go. Bet, let's do this."
We then had a match with Powerhouse Hobbs versus Griff Garrison,
which is
the
part
frat
of
house.
Yeah. I have no idea who the fuck these guys are.
No clue who they are, but Hobbs won.
During the match, Hobbs had the advantage over Garrison, and then the rest of the frat house tried to intervene. Hobbs single-handedly soloed the fuck out of all of them. Got the win. Garrison kind of rolls away. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He kind of just disappeared into oblivion.
Yeah.
Then the other guys from the frat house tried to corner him and jump him, and then who was it that came out? Oh shit! Didn't you make a note? You know how our brains work.
I don't think anybody came out.
No, somebody came out. Oh, it was the Outrunners.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Outrunners came out, and then you had basically all 6 of the guys, because then Mr. Garrison guy fucking just randomly appeared back up after rolling away and not seeing him for like 5 minutes or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that time was definitely exaggerated, but you get the point. He like disappeared. They tried to jump Hobbs, and then
Hobbs back up when the Outrunners.
Yeah, and all of them just kind of
hash it out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it was a great match or it was a decent match. It was a quick match. Because Powerhouse Hobbs versus somebody who's practically a fucking no-name, you know it's a squash match.
Just showing off his power. We knew he was going to win as soon as...
Because it's not like it's in his fucking name.
Yeah.
Powerhouse. Powerhouse Hobbs.
But after that, we had an interview with Thunder Rosa, going off about Megan Bayne and everything. And Megan doing her thing, of course, attacks Thunder Rosa before their match later in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
We then had the very last match of the #1 contender to qualify for the Fatal 4-Way. Mark Davis versus Mark Briscoe.
Spoiler. Mark wins. That's why you shouldn't let me talk.
Do y'all want to know which Mark? Was it Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Damn it.
It was Mark Davis.
Mark Goldberg.
No. Mark Davis won with help from the Don Callis family. So the murder machines came out to help assist. Unfortunately.
So yeah. So for your Fatal 4-Way to crown the #1 contender for Kenny Omega's International Championship, you've got Orange Cassidy, Mark Davis, Ricochet, and Mike Bailey. Prediction-wise, I don't see Mark Bailey winning it.
I'd like Orange Cassidy to win, but...
Oh, yeah. I'm pulling for Cassidy, considering Briscoe didn't make it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be torn as to which one I'd want. But I'm pulling for Cassidy, but with Mark Davis having the Don Callis family in his corner, I could see them interfering and causing him to get the win.
Yeah, because they're going to want to go back after Kenny Omega.
Yeah, because Kenny Omega beat Takashita for the International, which Takashita is a Don Callis guy. So, the Callis family is going to want to get that title back into the Don Callis family.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't see Mark Bailey winning it. Do I see him being the one to get pinned? No. Considering Dynamite was literally his debut.
Yep.
They're not going to have him lose that quick. But to not win the match because somebody else in the Fatal 4-Way got pinned and he wasn't the one to actually do the pinning, I can see that. That doesn't kill his momentum, the tiny bit of momentum that he has with his 1-0 undefeated streak. But, because they kind of talked him up over the last week or two, that he had signed and that he was going to be debuting in AEW, whatever. So, for them to talk him up and then immediately give him a loss this close after debuting doesn't make sense. But we've seen worse shit with writing. But, whatever. Again, pulling for Orange Cassidy. Don't see Mike Bailey. Possibly could see Mark Davis. And then Ricochet. I could see him actually being the one to get pinned.
Yeah.
Just so he has another reason to bitch.
Yeah.
Or he could be the one to not get pinned, and then that pushes him to go on this, I should still have a shot for the title because I'm not the one that got pinned. I didn't lose the match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a few ways that they can
spin
this between who wins the match and who wasn't the people to actually get get pinned. So, again, hoping it's Orange Cassidy, though. Because Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega could... Okay, that bugged me the fuck out. I still have the phone connected to the TV, so my phone screen went black, but it's still recording as it shows on the TV. Okay. Son of a bitch! I'm okay! The repercussions of getting sleep after not getting sleep for fucking 3 days. Anyway, so what was next after that match?
Murder Machines versus 4 randoms.
Oh yeah, 2v4.
Yep. Murder Machines won that.
Yeah, and
they attacked the 4.
They won the match. Then they continue to put a beat down on those 4. Mark Briscoe comes out with a steel chair to try to even it out. Unfortunately, it didn't really work.
Then Hobbs came out.
Yeah.
To help assist. Briscoe goes fighting Brian Cage through the crowd, and Hobbs comes out, and him and Archer battle to the back.
Yeah. I could see that being a tag team match coming up.
Yeah.
Archer and Cage versus Hobbs and Briscoe.
Yeah.
So, speculating that we might get that as a tag match soon. After that, there was Swerve's in-ring promo, which I love Ospreay. Swerve is a close second, though.
Yeah.
Because seeing how they did him in WWE. While yes, he was a NXT North American champion, they like after he lost that title, they just played with his fucking career.
Yeah.
So seeing that versus where he's at now with AEW, it's like a completely different person.
Right.
He's not to steal fucking Ospreay's line, but on another level compared to where he used to be. But he cut a great fucking promo.
With a busted eardrum.
Yeah. Had a busted fucking eardrum. Pretty much talk about how since he is the number one contender to the AEW World Championship right now, and there is the match next week between Cope and Moxley.
Street fight.
In a street fight. He's pretty much talking to both Cope and Moxley. And he's saying, Cope, if you come out with the W on that and get the title, just know my ass is right here waiting for you. For Dynasty, because that's where he's calling the shot. He'll take on whoever wins the match next week at Dynasty.
Yeah.
More respect there with Cope than with Mox, because he can't
helped,
stand Mox right now.
Cope helped train Swerve.
Yeah.
When he was coming up.
So
they've known each other for a while. Cope was his mentor.
Mm-hmm. So he's got a lot of respect for Cope. And if Cope wins it, I bet we gonna have a great match. Now, if it's Moxley with your bitch ass fucking... Let me cover your ears because you're not about to like this. With your bitch ass... Don't get me wrong, I love Mox, but right now he is being a bitch. He's being a pussy ass bitch right now.
I miss my Lieutenant Fringe.
I don't miss how WWE did him after he left the Shield.
Like, I love that he likes the dark side of the wrestling.
The death style match or whatever the fuck it's called.
The darker side of the wrestling, the blood and everything. Like, I like that he has his own fighting style that he prefers.
Yeah.
And WWE was never going to do that
for
him.
Hell no.
So to find a company that would be okay with what he does in the ring and how he does everything else, he's happy where he is.
Exactly. And as much as I would love to somehow see like a fucking Shield reunion.
Oh no.
Which we know it's not going to happen because Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins
can't stand each other.
Kayfabe wise, hate each other.
Yeah.
They're all still great friends
out
like backstage and shit, you know? But as far as the kayfabe goes, those two can't stand each other. So to see a fucking Shield reunion,
maybe outside of WWE.
Yeah. I love the Shield.
Yeah.
That was such a great faction.
Yeah.
But as much as I would like that, ADHD kicking. Sorry, my bad. Clip that for the fucking gag reel.
Yep.
As much as I would love to see that, we know it's not going to happen.
No.
And personally, I can put that want aside, knowing that Moxley is happy where the fuck he's at, being able to do the type of matches that he likes to do.
And not to mention, his wife gets to be with him.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason why she left WWE. Then she couldn't stand the way that they started treating her after he left.
Not to mention, they have a little girl. And I can understand the wanting to be with your family instead of being in separate areas all the time.
Separate promotions and shit.
That's got to be difficult on any wrestler
right.
who's got a significant other in a different promotion. Don't work the same days.
Yeah.
Or
that's why you see a lot of people will jump ship to go to a different promotion because their significant other works with the other promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it numerous times. When Charlotte and Andrade were together. Andrade jumped ship when his contract expired, went back to WWE. That way they could be together. Granted.
That didn't last.
Yeah. but then again.
Anywho.
Yeah, sorry.
So, John Moxley came out and snuck up behind Swerve while he was still trying to do the...
While he was cutting his promo.
House.
Swerve's house!
But the crowd was screaming and trying to tell him to turn around.
You could literally see people, like...
Trying to, like, warn him
like,
and tell him.
Over here, Swerve, Swerve, and they're pointing, and I'm like, Moxie's about to come out.
Moxley came out and...
Hit him with a...
crowbar.
Yeah, a crowbar.
Hit him in the leg with a crowbar, took him down.
Hit him with a fucking curb stomp.
Yep.
Which it's fucking hilarious that everybody that was part of the Shield is now using the curb stomp.
But he curb stomped his busted eardrum side into the mat.
Yeah, so
I'm like, why would... this is my thing. Why would you share out loud openly that you have an injury right in this area if you don't expect your opponent to take advantage of that?
That's like wearing the medical tape. Like, it's a huge target. It's an obvious target painted on you, you know?
Exactly.
But as far as the whole busted eardrum thing, if you've ever had a busted eardrum, hell, if you've had a fucking ear infection before, you know that any shot to your ear is amplified like 10 times at the least, you know? So, while it may have just kind of been a curb stomp that most of the time he probably would have stumbled and got back up from, because of the busted eardrum, it amplifies, and honestly, it rings in your fucking head, you know? And throws off your fucking equilibrium, like, gives you vertigo, all that shit. So, while, okay, that shouldn't have taken him out that bad, it's a busted fucking eardrum. That shit's gonna fuck your whole sense of self up at that point. So I think they had cut to commercial when they came back. The doctor was checking on him. He essentially just kind of ended up getting carried to the back type shit. What happened after that promo, though? Next, we had a match between Top Flight and Hologram versus Shane Taylor and the Infantry. It was okay. Actually, no. Actually, no, that was a pretty decent match, too. You had Leo Rush and Action Andretti, the crew, sitting on the stage, watching the match the whole time. You also had, in the backstage area, Harley Graham wearing the hologram mask. So Harley Cameron wearing a hologram mask.
Well,
Harley Graham.
Well, my assumption is that it's Harley Cameron.
It is. There's no doubt it is.
Yeah, it's got to be her. Name's Harley.
Harley Graham, Harley Cameron, come on.
Yeah. But, plus, I mean, the 2 weeks that she's been, or Wednesday when she was there with the mask, and then we haven't seen the actual Harley Cameron those 2 days.
The cogs fit.
Yeah.
But she was watching the match backstage, and then the Beast Mortor walks up. They kind of stare at each other, which apparently he's kind of...
I think he's smitten with her, because during the match on Wednesday, when it was... Yes, I'm going back in my notes.
Okay, that's why we have notes. Because our memory's shit.
Hologram and Hobbs versus Brian Cage and Jalistico. Harley was out there, and the Beast was going to attack Hologram, and she stopped him and kind of just distracted him, and now he's kind of intrigued with her, I'd say.
Yeah. But overall, it was a pretty good match. Top Flight and Hologram got the win. Top Flight stared down the crew. And so, you know, that's going to be a match at some point. The crew versus Top Flight. After that was Thunder Rosa versus Megan Bayne. Megan wins. Granted,
Thunder is not 100% after the attack from earlier in the evening.
She came out there holding her ribs.
Her ribs were bandaged up and everything. She was not 100%. We knew because of that Megan was going to win that.
Then again, they've also been pushing her as like a huge fucking force to be reckoned with right now. Not Thunder Rosa, but Megan Bayne.
Yeah.
So we kind of expected that one. And then the main event for the night was FTR versus the Undisputed Kingdom's Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. FTR got the win. A clean win, considering you had both Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia sitting at commentary. Neither one of them got involved. At the end of the match, you see Adam Cole leave commentary. Daniel Garcia gets up right after him. They go in there. Adam Cole and Garcia, they shake hands because, you know, they've got their respect for each other, even though Adam Cole's wanting to go after the Daniel Garcia's TNT Championship.
Yeah.
There's still that respect. Kyle O'Reilly and fucking Roderick Strong hold out their hands to show the respect to FTR, and they start to and just, nope, and walk off. So, you know, that's kind of building some more beef between the Undisputed Kingdom and FTR, which, when that happened, Adam Cole's kind of, or like all three of the Undisputed Kingdom are looking at them like, seriously? You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And even Garcia kind of looked at FTR like, bro, just show the fucking respect. It was a good match. But regardless, FTR is Garcia's boys, so, you know, he's still in their corner.
Absolutely.
And, you know, kind of cuts to black with Garcia saying, best tag team in the world, TNT champ.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, you know, and pretty much say next week, because I think Adam Cole and Garcia are going to have the run it back for the championship match next week. So, well, from what I can tell, we'll probably have a pretty good match next week, as far as AEW goes. But that was the end of the show. Overall, I would give the show like a 6.5.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't shit either. So pretty decent. They're still building certain rivalries. Certain shit's starting to come to a head. Certain things are just kind of confusing, like the whole Harley Graham and Beast thing. That shit's... I'm gonna let it cook. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna let it cook, but
I'm kind of curious as to where it's gonna go.
Yeah, where is it gonna go? But yeah, overall, it was a decent showing.
Because as far as we know right now, the Beast is an asshole. Like, I don't think he really likes anybody. So I'm surprised he's intrigued by
Harley Graham.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
The worst.
Personally, he's subpar as fuck. I have not seen... He's a luchador that doesn't really do luchador things. It's subpar as fuck to me.
I mean, fair enough.
I don't like it. If you're a luchador, do the luchador shit. But literally, you're like a powerhouse with a mask.
Right.
No! I don't like it. But I digress. That covers our AEW for the week.
We will be doing TNA Sacrifice and uploading that Monday.
Yeah, we'll put that up tomorrow. And then the next time we'll see you guys, at least on here, will be...
Wednesday.
No.
For AEW?
Friday will be the next upload.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I always forget to upload things.
I know you're trying to talk to them as if we're actually uploading the day that we record.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why it's confusing me.
It's okay.
Still getting used to everything, so bear with me.
It's cool. Low-key, like the fact that you're like, hey, trying to talk to them as if in real time.
Yes.
Which, if we get enough followers and shit, maybe do some live streams. But that's where we'll need you guys to help us out with, sharing our page, help us build the following so that we can engage with you in real time doing live streams, whether it's here on YouTube doing YouTube live or over on our TikTok doing TikTok live, as long as TikTok is around still.
Because there's a rumor that TikTok's going to get banned again in April.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. In April, it's all just a giant April Fool's joke. Long-term storytelling. Let's go. But yeah, the more you share, the more you get your other wrestling fans into our channel, the sooner we should be able to start doing some live streams.
Yeah.
We've also tossed around the idea of creating a Instagram based around our YouTube channel. So if that's something else that you think we should do, go ahead, put the comment down below. The likes, the comments, all that stuff helps build the channel as well. If you haven't already hit that notification bell, go ahead and hit that so you know exactly when we're uploading or when a new video is ready to be viewed. As always, love you guys. Go to the TikTok. The shit would be down below.
We appreciate the support.
Yeah, so we will see you guys Monday for the coverage of TNA's Sacrifice.